Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Extreme Unicorn Warfare. He's in his VK7201K, and this is a tier 10 game on mines. So it could take 20 minutes and rant about how stupid it is to have a tier 10 game on mines, which is, there's no reason you should be able to see 3 cores all the way across the map. From the starting location, not to mention the fact that I'm not going to go into wargaming. This is stupid. Stop this stupidity. I do like to use harsher words, but I won't on the channel. Catch me sometime in Discord, and I'll swear all you guys want, because this is just dumb. Okay. Now that I've got that out of my system, t-shirts are still available up here. I think it's 4 more days, so if you want to get them, get it done now. I can't guarantee them going on sale again this year, so if you even have the slightest inkling that you're probably going to want one, get it now. Yeah, I've got mine. So of course 50% of the profits go to Canadian Heroes Foundation, which is a veterans charity, and 50% goes into the channel. I'm going to put into probably equipment or something like that, depending on how much it is and what you guys, or most likely what my Patreons and I decide needs to get upgraded next on the channel, or at least everyone just over on Patreon. Whether or not they're a Patreon doesn't really matter to me. And so we're going to pause this for a second. I feel like there's something else that needs to get talked about. I'm running out of games. Because of a glitch, I haven't been able to watch any games from last patch. So the current patch is the only one, or the current patch and like a couple patches ago are the only games I can do right now. And I don't really want to do anything from a couple patches ago unless I have to. So get me fresh games, guys. And if you want to see epic games, send me epic games. You all have friends to play this game. You all have friends to get epic games. Send me one of their games. I don't care. I'll play whatever is on here. But if I'm not getting games, then you guys are going to start to see older replays or less awesome replays or stuff like that, just because I need to fill the days, and I can't be doing the same guy over and over again. It just gets weird. There are some folks, not to name too many names, but Alex the Assassin is definitely one, who I get 2 or 3 or 4 emails a week from this guy. And they're all awesome games, by the way. All of them are good. And I wish I could watch all of them. But no, I can't. And there's other folks, like Extreme here, who complains if he doesn't get an awesome game every 2 or 3 games. But if I'm not getting awesome games in, guys, I can't show you. So send me those games. Badger your friends to send me games. Come on. We all know people who have awesome games. Let's see you guys bring me some games. And by the way, if you think your games are even remotely good enough, send them to me. It's a great way to find out. If your hands are shaking by the end, I want to see it. Okay? This is one of my only rules. That, and obviously less artillery games get shown than other things, because who really wants to watch artillery other than the guys playing artillery, right? But I do want to do like a mashup of one of those eventually, when I remember and have the time. So anyways, so far into this game, he's done, good lord, 2,000 damage just by pulling forward and shooting people. Now he is using only heat, which is going to increase the effectiveness, but don't forget, up until this point, he has been shooting at some rather stiff armor. So even if he's been using, even if he had regular ammo in the tank, I don't think he would have been able to use it for any of the shots he's already taken as far as doing damage. That 113, a shot of regular ammo may have penned the drive wheel and done damage, but everything else so far he's needed the heat in order to go through, because he's just been shooting at some intense armor on the other team. And really, I mean, you can't look at these tanks he's facing and not see the intense armor he's facing. If he's not shooting gold, he's not going to go through some of these shots. Though the enemy team isn't having too much trouble returning fire, though again, HE, heat, right? I mean, he's blocking heat as well, by the way, just because they're shooting into his gun mantle. Which is always great when the enemy team decides to shoot into your gun mantle, right? Or APCR at such extreme angles that it's not normalizing and thus not penning. Don't forget, the thing with APCR is it doesn't normalize as much as some of the other things will. Some of the other ammo types, especially standard AP ammo. So if you're firing APCR at something that's angled, is more angled than if you're firing a standard shell at it. Be careful. I mean, most of the time it doesn't really matter because your pen is so much higher. But you have the auto balance much more likely. So I like how the way he's angling his tank up, and here he's actually trying to hide the lower glacis as much as possible. And he's only moving forward when he's loaded. Because there's no point in giving the enemy shots when you can't return fire. Though he is bullying these guys a little bit now that he's seeing them start to break. Nice shooting on the enemy VK. He is actually aiming for the same. So right about here, the armor flattens out. You can see the way it, because of the fact that it's a circle, of course, right there. That is almost perfectly flat armor if you're aiming at it from the front. And so somewhere in here is where you're going to aim, depending on how much the enemy VK is angling. This is about the only place you're going to be able to put shots through reliably, especially if you can't see his lower glacis. And even sometimes if you can, this hole is from where he way over angled like this. Whereas if he's staying on his normal angle, about like this, nowhere on this tank is going to pen except for this little spot back here. And so that's what he's aiming for on the enemy tank. And that is what you guys are looking for when you're looking to kill an enemy VK7201K. Now he's got some HE because, of course, these guys have so little health. There's no point in him wasting big gold rounds on this little bit's health. Unfortunately, IS-7 is what's sticking its barrel out right now. And IS-7 definitely needed something bigger than an HE round to go through. However, he does take out his the word is lacking in my head right now. Benefactor is the only one that keeps landing there, but of course that's not the right word at all. To counterpart, that's the one. It only took me a little bit. It's not like English is my first language or something. It's actually incredibly, yes, my first language. I just forget it from time to time. So he's up over 7,000 damage right now and 3,000 blocked, and he's still on the front lines. So he's hoping this IS-7 commits and fires, and he can come in and take it out. Unfortunately, the IS-7 doesn't commit until after he's rounded the corner. IS-7 tracks him, and the Type 5 at the back gets a big hit on him, and that's gonna hurt, but there's nothing you can do about it. So he's got one more one more heat shell loaded. I don't think he wants to hit this Type 5 with it, but if he's gonna have to, he's gonna have to, kind of thing. I'm feeling more like he's looking for that E4, because of course he doesn't want to waste a full shell of heat unless he has to. In fact, yeah, okay. So he was looking at the bushes where that 4005 was stationed. I wonder if he saw shots coming out of there, or if he just suspected that was where the enemy tank destroyer was. Up until that point, we hadn't actually seen the 4005. And we're going to speed this up a little bit because we all know where he's going, and he's not going to get shots until he gets there. So there's really no point in watching him just slowly make his way up this hill. 4005 not looking this way, can't do anything about it, and goes ahead and takes that kill. And then the 430U takes out the artillery, and that is game. This is how it's going to end. on holy smokes. Wow. Well done, sir. Just over about 8,500 damage. And then, of course, 4,000 blocked because, you know, he didn't have enough already. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he got enough kills to satisfy his mission, but he completed half of it. So, overall, this was a great game. Thank you, Unicorn, for sending it in, and I'm looking forward to seeing your friends' games as we get some more epic games on the channel. Let's jump over and see what his battle results were. Ace Tanker, glad to see that. Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, and Shellproof. Earning himself over 100k. He also got Steel Wall and High Caliber. I don't really think he made any money on this because of the fact that he was firing so much heat. However, the fact that he was firing into some of this armor, most of that game means that heat wasn't really an option. I mean, everything from here down, he needed heat in order to go through it. Because there just wasn't going to be a weak spot presenting itself anytime in the near future. Wow. The amount of damage he did is just insane. And then the next closest is an E5 with 5,000. And after that, it just like plummets. Wow. Well done, sir. For a 6-minute game, this was awesome. Just the aggressiveness of it. He lost a little bit of money, but mostly due to the fact that he was firing a ton of heat and had a consumable on, and you know he took a lot of damage in that game. But overall, this was a great game. It was such a joy to watch. Thank you so much, sir. Everybody have a great Saturday, and I will see you later. This is ioEther out.